Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Contested Foul. Our guest today is the amazing Reneé Page. Reneé started playing Ultimate at Loyola her sophomore year, which we'll hear more about, and then quickly became one of our best players. Amazing, just an athletic person. So if you got an athlete, and they can
Yeah.
learn frisbee, it'll take 2 seconds and they'll be amazing. Got to try out for the Australian national team, which we're going to also talk about. Played club the last 2 summers for Dish, which we are also going to talk about, and was one of Loyola's best presidents, women's
Oh,
club frisbee team's
thank
best
you.
presidents we've ever had. Um, so first things first, I know a lot of why you decided to play frisbee and how that started, but I'd love to hear it from you.
Yes. My sophomore year of college, by a great twist of fate, Ellie and I became roommates. And I had like heard a little bit about Ultimate Frisbee. I grew up in the Bay Area, and it's very popular there now, but I'd like heard bits and pieces of it while I was there. And Jade was also our roommate. She also played
Hmm.
Ultimate with us. And both of y'all like nonstop talked about Frisbee. I was like, okay,
Yes.
this is cool. Like they're having a lot of fun. And then I hadn't been playing like team sports in a while, and I kind of vowed not to play team sports when I got to college, just because of like my high school volleyball experience. But
Yeah.
I remember going to watch y'all play at Northwestern. Y'all were in the huge field house for like a scrimmage.
Hmm.
It was raining. I remember that. And I was watching y'all and I was just like, this, it looks like so much fun. Like you guys just looked like you were having a good time. And like for someone to be like having a good time while playing a sport was like, not known to me in that way. So I was like, okay, I'll give this a try. I already know like a good chunk of people on the team. And y'all were very supportive of me trying it out. And I went to one practice before winter break. I remember I didn't have
Yeah.
cleats and it was muddy and we were on the West Quad and we were slipping around, or at least I was. And you guys were teaching zone and I was like,
Oh no.
oh, and I was like, no, I'll keep trying. And then I remember going home for winter break. And my parents now live in Austin. And like, luckily, the weather is beautiful there. And so I just started throwing a frisbee like by myself in my backyard. Like, I'd go and catch it, or like I go and retrieve it and then keep on throwing and just taught myself how to throw. So that's kind of how I got into it. And it's just kind of been a love story ever since. So,
Yeah, well, we knew you were dedicated when you came back to indoor and you could throw because you had been
yeah,
practicing.
that's
I
all
was
I
like,
would
that was
do.
crazy. Yeah. Well, you wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk about too, how crazy it was that then your first college tournament ever was High Tide, which if you don't know High Tide, that's a party tournament in Myrtle Beach, right?
Yep.
Myrtle Beach, which we drove there 18 hours. It was
Yep.
horrible. It was I would not do it again. I mean, it was very fun once we got there. But yeah, that party tournament, not a beach tournament, luckily, because that could have been
Yeah.
maybe confusing. But a lot of drinking and such and having a good time. So yeah, did that really introduce you to frisbee very well? Or did
It,
you, I don't know, how to make you feel about frisbee?
it's very interesting because I remember like first day of like playing, like we had arrived I think a couple days before and like just done stupid shit, but I remember the
Yeah.
first day playing I was egregiously hungover. Like I woke up and I was like, fuck, I have to play a sport I've never played
Yeah.
before. And
Yeah.
I was like, my head was pounding. I lost my water bottle, left it at home, like trudged to the fields. Someone was throwing up in a trash can. Like it was I was just like,
Yes.
uh, um, but like I think the part that like, and I kind of didn't really know what was going on. I was like, okay, I'm cutting, I'm clearing, I'm cutting, I'm clearing. Like that's all I could think about when I was like
Hmm.
just going through the motions of it. And like it like yes, the sport is the sport, but I think high tide taught me the community of the sport and like
Yeah.
kind of the value of like each other. And I think if I had been like this was my first tournament in any other sport, it would have gone probably a lot worse. But I think like our team and like the group that we went with to high tide was so supportive and like willing to help me and willing to give me feedback. And I think like I don't remember how I played in terms of like actual frisbee, but I do remember it being such a supportive environment, and that's what kind of like kept me wanting to do it more. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense. And I always thought something that's really cool about Frisbee is how friendly we are with the other teams. And I remember at High Tide, I remember your team like had a great time because we had two teams there. I remember
yeah,
you guys were telling me you had a great time talking to, I don't know, Michigan State or somebody. You had a great time
yeah. I
meeting them.
remember. specifically, we played, I don't know if you were on my team this day, but we played Georgetown. And like, do you remember?
Was it
Do
Little
you remember
Dog and Big Dog?
Georgetown? Yes, Little Dog and Big Dog. Um,
That was so funny. Shout
um,
out to the Georgetown Ultimate scene.
yeah,
Great
y'all
people
were
there.
yeah, fabulous. And it was so funny because they were very good at Frisbee, but A, very drunk, and B, they wanted to like switch players. Like we were
Yeah,
constantly doing celeb points on the other team's team, like against each other. And I was like, I'd never seen this before. This was like completely like weird to me, but it was just
yeah,
so funny and just such a good time. And like, yeah, it's Frisbee is nothing like any other sport I've ever played. So
yeah, I definitely agree. So on to the next one, which was I wanted you to talk about a little bit about did you become president your junior year or were you vice president junior year?
I was vice president my junior year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are some of the I know you had a lot of highs and lows, maybe more lows being president. I was just wondering if you like what did that teach you? Do you if you could go back in time, would you also want to do that again or no?
That's a really good question. I think it taught me that I might be a really good parent one day.
I believe it.
Because like you like college ultimate players aren't children, but I think it really teaches you the value of like wrangling people with like varying expectations and varying needs. And I feel like that's what it's like running a family. Ultimate really was like the sirens were my family. And I was just getting them into hotel rooms. So I think, yeah, definitely lots of highs, lots of lows. And in your question of would I do it again? Absolutely. I think I would do it like time and time again.
Oh,
I think with a lot of yeah, like I wouldn't have done it for any other group other than the Sirens. Like if it was a different set of people, wouldn't have done it. But what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Um, I very much have a mentality of when it comes to like administrative tasks or like leadership, if not me, then who sometimes. And I do like
yeah.
to take charge and I do like to kind of just get the ball rolling on a lot of things. So I love like kind of coordinating those efforts and like getting all of my ducks in a row and like being that kind of person that people can come to with like different things that they need. Like and luckily my senior year of college was very easy academically, so
Hmm.
I didn't have class like Friday. So I was like, that was my like admin time. That was my like clock into being the president times. And like, I think it also teaches you a little bit how to work with like different teams. Like I think it has translated to my job, like my 9 to 5,
Okay.
because like I'd have to talk to club sports and like
Yeah.
where are we staying, and I have to talk to other people on e-board of like, okay guys, pick a hotel. It's like it has taught me to work cross functionally across many teams. So if you are thinking about being the president of your ultimate team, do it because it gives you really good life experience.
That's some great advice.
So yeah, don't do it because of the resume builder. Do it because you'll use your skills in work.
Okay, good. That's some great
Yeah.
advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the club sports director at Loyola always has not been a fan of ours. So that was also something like you had a rough time, like you had to wrangle all of us, but then you also still had to wrangle these like adults that worked at Loyola, which I'm sure was
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Yeah, I think like especially in like a sport that's as small as ultimate, like it's hard and like also being a women's ultimate team, I think that's
Hmm.
another thing where like it's hard having your voice heard over like club football, club basketball and club volleyball, which were all very successful teams at Loyola, like shout out to them, they were very good. But I think like being seen as like valued and important as like an entity was very difficult, and like I didn't know how to convey to club sports that like, hey, ultimate is a very important community and like very important to a lot of us. Please help us in getting to
Yeah.
our tournaments and getting to like the things that we need to do. And like obviously we went to tournaments, we got there one way or another, but I think like it's very hard to describe to someone who doesn't know ultimate the impact that it can have on people's lives and like the community it provides. But hopefully, I did my best on that. So that was
Yes,
a good point.
definitely. No, you're definitely pro president, at least when I was there, the best we
Thank
ever
you.
had. Okay, well, now that you are so your senior year and yeah, senior year mostly, we
Hmm.
started needing some more handlers and you kind of fell into a more handler role. I guess junior year
Yeah.
too. And then Dish heard about it and also maybe made you handle the tiniest bit. So I was just
Yeah.
saying, which do you like better, handling or cutting? I think I probably know the answer, but like maybe if you have different things you like them better for. And did you like being a hybrid on the Sirens? Maybe?
Okay, so I do like cutting better. I think like something about like obviously you can do this as a handler, but like running deep and catching the disc in the ends, like it's
Yeah.
euphoric. It is euphoric.
Yes.
But and like I think like spiritually I'm a cutter. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
in my soul I'm a cutter. Like I can't describe it other than that. But I like there are aspects of handling I really enjoy. I love handler movement. Like I think just working it between handlers, I think that was something that definitely benefited the Sirens as some of our handlers were our strongest players, and I think getting
Mhm.
that motion going before we send it downfield was, I think, chef's kiss. It was awesome. And I think kind of like I said with being the president, like I love stepping into like a leadership role, and I feel like kind of being a handler, you're able to kind of lead things in a way that you're not able to do as a cutter. So it was kind of nice. And also I think being a handler made me a better cutter because I'm
Yeah.
able to like see what I need to work off of. And yeah, it kind of just it gave me a glimpse behind the curtain, and like I think helped my cutting skills because for dish I'm not handling. I'm gonna leave that to y'all. So I think it's helped my cutting skills in a way that I didn't think was gonna be beneficial. So
That makes
yeah.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. I feel like anyone doing the other thing, if I started cutting more, I'd maybe get better at handling, but I'd be really tired
Yeah.
mostly.
It's a
That's
lot
why
of
I like
running.
handling. Okay, so last bit about Loyola. Do you have any specific best college ultimate memories you can think of? I can try to help too. I mean, I was there
there's
also.
and you were there. There's a lot. I feel like trying to think. I think one that really stands out to me was when we were at, was it March Meltdown this year when we won?
When we won, that was really fun because we did not think we were gonna
Whoa.
win.
We did
Yep.
not think we were because we had like gotten bageled by Mizzou the day before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah, or we lost
yeah.
horribly to
Yeah,
them.
so context for everyone. If you've never played Ultimate in the Midwest in March, don't do it. Don't do it. Um, but we went to Rockford, and we like typical tournament that we play in, it's in Illinois, but Illinois weather in March, it's horrible. It's like maybe 25, 30 degrees, 15 mile per hour winds, like not prime ultimate conditions. And like you really win on the flip. Like I think
Hmm.
that was a good amount of our college tournaments was winning on the flip.
Yeah.
And I remember another, we'll get to my second memory.
Okay.
I don't remember anything junior year. I don't know why that's like a
That's
fever
okay.
dream to me. But yeah, we gotten bageled by Mizzou the day before. They're a very talented team. And then Sunday we make it to the finals. I also remember Sunday we were like Irish jigging before the first game. I have a video, and like Jade, one of our teammates, is absolutely just cooking. Like she knows how to do like the kicks and everything. I like it's so we're fun playing like shipping up to Boston. It's beautiful. Um, and we get to this championship game and we're playing Mizzou and we're like, oh no, we got bageled by them.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Let's see what happens. And just by some twist of fate, maybe a couple 20-minute points in there, we ended up winning by it was like
It was
a
two or
we
three
didn't
points.
2 or 3 points. Like it wasn't on universe.
Yes, it
Um,
was not.
yeah. And so we ended up winning. And I just remember like asking, like, soft cap had gone off, and I was like, hold on, we're winning. Because it was like a really long final point, and I was just standing on the sideline being like, guys, we're gonna win, guys. And it just like had been like this really cool moment of like, expect to win. We weren't going into the tournament planning to win, and it kind of just like happened, and we'd been the better team at that point in time. Um, so that was kind of a beautiful moment, like not thinking you're gonna win. And then I remember Ulti World mentioned us in like a
Yes.
little blurb. They were like, Loyola Chicago upsets Mizzou. And I'm like, yeah, we
Yep.
did. That was us. And then um, second college tournament, where was that?
Which
This,
year?
y- this year. It was like our second spring tournament. Was it Corny Classic?
Oh. Yeah, it was the one where
In
you
UIUC
got
or
hurt or
UIC. Yeah,
something.
I fractured my
Yeah.
hand. Um,
Yes.
and then I remember we played second day, it was insanely windy. And then I wasn't
That
gonna
was some of the
play.
craziest wind.
Yeah, and like that's just unfortunately
Yeah.
playing Midwest Ultimate is the wind.
Yeah.
And I forgot where I was going with that. But I remember jumping into play because I wasn't gonna play, and then I was like, I just want to play. Like, fuck it, let's go. And then we'd won our last. Well, it wasn't the championship game, but it was our third game of the day for some like consolation
Yeah.
match, and like I had been there flipping for whatever reason, and
I
other team
remember
gets the
this.
flip, and they call the wrong. I don't know what team it is, and maybe I
It
should
was
just keep it.
Indiana.
It was okay. Shout out. I wasn't going to say anything.
I remember.
Put them on blast, Ellie. Get them.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, and they knew. And they called the flip, and they called like whatever, I don't know, whatever wrong way you could call the flip. They did it, and we ended up winning the game. I think it was by like a point. Like it was
That
on serve the entire time.
yes.
So
That one
yeah,
it
that
was
was
so
pretty memorable.
windy. It was so windy that we knew that that was insanely windy, and I played four
Yeah,
years of Ultimate in the Midwest. But yeah, that one I do remember someone coming back from the flip. Maybe it was me. I guess I was the
yeah,
captain and being like they picked the wrong side, and that's the
yeah,
only reason we won.
yeah,
Because of the back and forth. Okay, those are some
yeah,
good memories. That's a funny one.
yeah.
IU one. Okay, well the next thing I wanted to hear about is, and I'll explain it for everyone. Reneé was born in Australia and grew up there for 8 years in Melbourne. Melbourne. I always say it wrong.
It's
Mel.
okay. The Australian way is Melbourne, but
Yes,
you can say Melbourne. It's okay.
I'm gonna say Melbourne. I'm not Australian. And then U24 tryouts are happening, and I was like, Reneé, you gotta like, you have an Australian passport, you gotta
Mhm.
go try out because you could get a tryout. Like neither of us are getting a tryout to Team USA, but like you could get a tryout to Team Australia, because there's just a lot less people, I'm sure,
Yeah,
in Australia that play frisbee, and you got it, and you got to go, and I just wanted to hear your story about it, like as many details as you want, and then I
yeah.
have some follow-up questions too.
Okay, awesome. So yes, you did tell me to do it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, who knows if they're gonna like pick me or whatever. And I just remember it was like I woke up in the middle of the night one morning, and I was like checking my phone, and it's a bad habit of mine because I don't go back to sleep after. And I was
Yep.
checking my email. I get an email at 3 a.m. and it says, congratulations, you've been selected to go to the U24 tryout. They called it not a tryout, some selection camp, I think is what they
Sure.
called it, very fancy. And I was like, what the fuck? And I like just start texting everyone. I'm
I
like,
remember.
guys, oh my God. And so I was like, that was like a nuts experience. And then that was like I think maybe like a month or two before the actual tryout. And I booked tickets. Like my mom was like, yeah, you have to do this. This is a very awesome opportunity. And I remember we had like a pre-tryout call, and it ended up being at like 2 a.m. my time. And I just remember laying in bed, and Ellie and I, our first semester senior year, we had a cat. And the cat was like, I was like laying sideways, and the cat was like sitting on my shoulder, and we're both just like watching this call, being like, what are our lives right now? This is crazy. Um, and so got a little more information, and it's very in my head. My constant thing was like comparing Australian Ultimate to American Ultimate, and like what they call things, like their terminology, kind of how they approach different scenarios. So it was very interesting. And then I get to the tryout. I was with my family for like 2 days before because I still have family there. And I remember rocking up to day one of the tournament or the tryout. It is like pouring rain. It is
Oh
like just
wow.
bucketing rain. And it was supposed to be like summer-ish in Australia. And I was like not prepared for this. And like, granted, it was still warm, but it was just bucketing down. And I'm like, I forgot my fucking gloves. Are you fucking kidding?
No. Oh
And like
no.
yeah. And also, I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Like I'm just standing there, and like my family really wanted to come watch me, and I was like, but they came anyways. And like I was just kind of standing with them the whole time, and I'm like, I know I look like a freak, I know it's like it's okay, like focus on the frisbee. And so like we do like a pre like tryout like talk. And then I remember we go into like this first drill and it's still pouring rain, and it's like a drill that's like with like both like WMPs and MMPs, and it was just like I remember it was just going horribly for me, and I'm like, do I go home? And like
Yeah.
luckily the day went up and it was fine. And then like the end of the day it got sunny. It got sunny for 30 minutes and I still got sunburnt, and that's like the most Australian thing ever, is like the sun really gets you down there. And then that was like basically day one. And then day two, they had put, so I had basically said, hey, I want to be on the women's team. That's like my preference. Like, if you want to put me on the mixed team, sure, that's on you if you make that decision. But I personally want to play on the women's team. And day two, they had basically like split people up based on like where Team Australia would envision these players going. And I had been put with the mixed team.
Oh.
Interesting, because I don't play college mixed. I don't play club mixed. Are you telling me I should play mixed?
Yeah.
Sure. But I just remember that being like, I think still to date the best experience I've had playing mixed ultimate. Like
Okay.
I had to handle. That's another thing about me. Like I don't know what I know, girl. I remember like saying I was a hybrid because most of the WMPs trying out were cutters. And I was like, okay,
Oh,
cool,
okay.
fun. Because also in Australia, it's an ultimate very fresh sport. And people were in my boat a lot of the time where it's like, we've only been playing for 2, 3 years. And so people were very comfortable in the cutting space, but less in the handler space. And so I remember I was handling like against a zone defense, like playing mixed with a bunch of these like big Australian dudes. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm having a great time. Like they're all so supportive. Like I'm playing well. And that's just like, I think is like one of my core memories for sure playing Ultimate, is that because I was like, two uncomfortable situations and I like felt like I was flourishing and like I had the confidence in myself to like succeed in this situation. So kind of a beautiful moment. Um and I just also remember feeling dead by the end of the tournament, the end of the tryout. It was just very tolling on the body. And it's also very interesting seeing the difference between Australian Ultimate players and American Ultimate players. I think Australian Ultimate players kind of, it really clicked for me when we played Sixers at regionals.
Mhm.
Sixers players, like they're a little bit smaller in terms of height, but they're very fast and incredibly athletic. Very similar to what the Australian team was like. They like it was straight athleticism. Like they were all so speedy and like a little bit more choppy in terms of like throws and like catching, but like you could just tell that they really thrived on like their athleticism. And like I think that is true for like players that are newer to ultimate, is like that's what you can build upon is
Yeah,
athleticism.
definitely.
So yeah, overall I didn't play for the national team for a number of reasons, logistics mostly. But like insane experience. I still can't believe I did it, and yeah, really great ultimate experience.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I remember you came back and you were like, it's a lot less woke there. Um, like
That
Australian frisbee was less woke than American
yeah.
frisbee, if you want to talk on that. And I want to hear more of the differences that, I mean, athleticism a big one, but like if there's any
Yeah.
more frisbee specific like words they use, that sounds really
Yeah.
interesting.
So in terms of the wokeness, so it was also, this is a little bit more woke, but I think it's also a more Australian thing to do than an American thing to do. When we got to the first day and the actually, first of all, we did a like the pre tryout call and the start of the tryout. We did a land acknowledgement. So Australian are very big on giving back to the Aboriginal community and the Indigenous Australian community. So they often do land acknowledgements before a lot of things, even if that's a phone call. And even though I wasn't in Australia, I was like, oh, cool, yeah, let's do it. So that was very interesting. But also when we got to like, we were split up by WMPs and MMPs, that language wasn't really used.
Yeah.
Like it was very much like, let's go, ladies, and let's go, like very gendered language, which was an interesting experience. And also, I think that in Australia, in terms of the ultimate space, like it felt more feminine than like women's ultimate in America. Like, I think people were a lot more feminine presenting. And so I think that's kind of where everyone got the ladies from. And there were less like non-binary and less trans people. So I think that was also something I noticed and maybe kind of played into the more gendered language. And like some of the differences, I'm trying to think. They called a host stack a haro. They'd be like, guys, let's
Haro?
get in a haro.
Did you have to ask? Were you like, what's
I
that?
knew what they meant, but I wanted to be like, we're not calling it that. Absolutely not. It is a hoe stack. And I remember telling like some of the people I was playing with, I was like, in America we call it a hoe stack, and they're like, hoe? You can't say that. I'm like, my bad. Um, but I was like, I remember that was like the big one. And I remember like we call like a flick. They called it a
hmm
forehand, which like I
Yeah.
think like
Sometimes
tennis,
people say that
sure,
here.
yes, you could like yeah, I think that was also a difference. I'm trying to think what else. Very difference in what people would wear, I think is also something
Okay.
that I people would wear a lot baggier shorts like
Oh, like old American
yeah,
phrase.
like they were like Australia's maybe 5 years behind on like the ultimate
Okay.
fashion. And like the one thing, this is like a big pet peeve of mine, I think in like most scenarios is ankle socks.
I
I'm an
don't like
ankle
ankle.
I hate ankle
I
socks.
don't
I'm an
like them
ankle
either.
sock hater. And people wearing ankle socks. And I said,
Especially
you should not
wearing
be at a national
cleats.
team tryout. Go home. Not to be a hater.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
agree with the ankle socks, especially when you're wearing cleats. I'm like, that's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
my style. But
No,
that's really
I've been seeing.
funny.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, very like interesting people for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I was also sad for you because I remember you came home and I was like, did they give you a penny? Did they give you a jersey? Because at Team USA tryouts, they always give everyone a
I.
jersey,
Hmm.
and everyone always wears those, like whether you
Yeah,
made it or not. And I was hoping you
yeah.
get some sick merch or something.
I know, and like I tell people that I went to Australia for a tryout, and I'm like, I can't even prove it.
Yeah, I
I
was
have nothing
there.
to show for it. I have a photo of me there. We didn't
Yep.
even do like a big team photo or anything. I'm
Oh
like, I can't even
no.
like I know it's a lie. It's all a lie. So yeah, I was kind of peeved about that. And it was also like yeah, that was interesting too because like everyone there are a lot of big clubs in Australian Ultimate, and you'd see like Manly Beach, they were a really big club. Eclipse, another really big club.
I've heard of Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny that like people like kind of knew the other jerseys, and then here I am in like a dish jersey that says Chicago along the bottom, and people are like, what the fuck is she from?
I bet people thought you were cool though, because I remember one other American got an invite, but she didn't come. So you're the only American there, I think.
Yeah.
So probably people thought that was cool, maybe. I don't
Yeah. Some
know.
people were like a little bit like, who are you? Like I
Yeah.
wasn't known. And I think like the ultimate community is a lot smaller there too. So
hmm
like you kind of know people a little bit more. But I also remember this one person that like I think in Australian like college ultimate, most teams go to nationals. Like I think it's weird if you don't go to nationals, especially if you're at like a national team tryout, like you went to college
Yeah.
nationals or like university nationals or whatever they called it. And I remember someone asking me like, "Did you go to college nationals in America?" And I was like, "I was not in attendance." And they were like, they thought it was weird, and I'm like, "Hey, if you had to buy,
Your team wouldn't make it in America either.
yeah." So that was
Yeah.
just like I was like, "Don't judge me. You know my swag, not my story." So yeah, I
Yeah.
just remember that and be like defensive. I'm like, I play for the Loyola Sirens, god damn it. Put some respect on my name.
We go to regionals,
Yeah, I'm
Great
at the
Lakes
Great Lakes
regionals,
regionals. I'm losing 13-1 to Michigan. Take that.
but we're there.
Yes, we are.
And we didn't get bangled. One time we
Exactly.
scored two against them. I remember that. That was a
That
big
big
deal.
moment. Huge,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I put in my notes like level of competition. Probably the U24 Australian level of competition is probably a little easier than U24 USA. But was it still like, what would you compare it to? What kind of, was it
Ooh.
the hardest thing you've ever been to, or was it like,
It
indoor
not
league.
to it was not the hardest thing I've ever been to. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that. And like all this is sorry, that sounded kind of condescending.
No, that's okay.
I
I don't
think
think the
that like
Australians are listening. I think we're okay.
they may be. We don't know how far your podcast has gotten. Nelly, maybe this is
Yes.
gonna come back to me in 5 months when you go viral. Just you wait.
Okay.
They're not letting me back into the country. But yeah, it was like I think an environment where like I was pushed and like I was pushed to be better and I like was challenged. Like there are some people that I guarded and I was like, I they aren't yeah. Like I
Okay.
think I was like, yeah, you go girl. But I think I don't know what to compare it to. I think very similar to like our indoor leagues that we've played in, maybe where it's like which is interesting because also we play with like older people at
Hmm.
the indoor leagues. So I think it's a little bit more synonymous to that, where like yes, I was challenged, but I didn't feel like I was ever not keeping up. Like I
Okay.
felt like I could flow with the team, but I also like I there were players that were pushing me, but I also felt like I was pushing other players. I don't know how to
Yeah.
describe it. I felt like very middle of the road, maybe like siding on like being on like the better half of the squad, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, indoor competitive league in Chicago can get pretty
Yeah.
competitive sometimes.
Yeah.
The mixed one too.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, some good
yeah, definitely
players.
faster pace of play than I think what I'm used to in terms of like I think yeah, faster than like women's club. Just I think that also like I said nature of like the athletes there they were a lot
Hmm.
faster. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would say for that.
Awesome. Okay, well, the
Yeah.
next thing I wanted to talk about was Dish. You tried out for Dish. Okay, so before senior year was the first year you played Dish. So you played,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
You
Yeah.
played all of
Yeah.
junior year, half of sophomore year, and then you played Dish.
Yeah.
And you like already by the end of it, you were on like the O line
That I
of a
was.
club team. I was trying to tell the people that you're really good, like really fast. Like the curve was like insane. Um, but yeah, I wasn't on Dish the first year, so I put down in my notes
Mhm.
favorite things about Dish. If you I know you I mean we both love it and have a great time. But yeah, maybe in your
Yeah.
first year some things you learned from club, especially maybe from Dish.
Yeah. I remember like not thinking I was gonna make Dish. I was like, that was the only team I ended up trying out for that year. And I was like, you know what, if I make it, great. If I don't, also great. Like I'll find ways to play Ultimate through the summer. And like I ended up making the team. But I think one of my biggest or like the thing that really like made me realize that like, oh, this is a team that I want to play on. This is something that I actually want was Scott, our coach. Shout out. I love
I'm gonna
him
have him
so
on the
much.
pod at some point. I gotta
Yes.
text
Okay.
him.
Okay. That may be the one episode better than mine. But I just remember him coming up to me and like pointing out a very specific thing that I did, and that was like a very good thing that I did, and I didn't even realize I did it, and I didn't even realize it was a good thing to do, and I was kind of like, you know what, that was good. And like to feel recognized in that way of like not just like good catch, good throw, but like
Hmm.
you did something that like I didn't end up getting the disc in that specific point, but I had like created movement on the field that was beneficial to like what the eventual score was or the eventual play was. And I felt very seen in that moment for someone who like I very much kept my head down, like I wasn't talking to a lot of people. Um so that was, I think, a very beautiful moment. And I also like people knew it was like my first club season. People knew I hadn't been playing that long. And everyone on Dish is so willing to give feedback and
Yep.
so willing to like it very much like a rising tide floats all boats kind of situation where yes, it's great to be the best player on a team, but like I want to make my teammates better. And I want everyone to be like a great ultimate player. And you know Carly. Carly
Yes.
specifically, she is like one of our dish team or one of our old dish teammates, fabulous person. She was so good about giving me feedback and like just delivered it in a way that was so like able for me to like I was able to kind of interpret it and take it and like really apply it, like just incredible. And she would always be shouting at me if we were like playing O against a zone And I felt also very intimidated on Dish because I was on the O line and we had two handlers, Marissa and Miller. They've been handling together for I think maybe 10 years. And that like obviously insane chemistry. They're both insanely talented players, but like getting to play with them felt like a huge honor. And I felt like I shouldn't be catching the disc that you're throwing to me. Like you are royalty. But like they were so also willing to give feedback and being like, hey, this is what like I like when you do this. I'm gonna throw it to you when you do this. And so it was so, like despite the intimidation, I felt so invited and so welcome on a team, and like I wasn't afraid to try new things and like find ways that I can be better. And I enjoy the philosophy of Dish where like we're not going to like put people in a box, and like we're not going to have a specific ultimate team that we want and you have to be a part of this team. We're going to find a group of great players, and we're going to find some way that we can use everyone's assets in a way that's going to get us a win. So I think I really can't say enough nice things about Dish. I love the people, I love the ultimate. It's great.
Awesome. Would you say you had more fun this year or the year before? Remember,
I think
I was there this year. So.
that is a very good point. I think this year I was able to feel a little bit more confident in myself and be like, yes, like I've played club before. I know
Yeah,
what we're doing. I know my teammates going into tryouts. Like I know these people. I know my place on the team. So I think this year was like really like a fun year for me because I wasn't as nervous. Like the year before, I was like too nervous, like going to practice,
yeah,
playing in tournaments, and it was like very much like a development year for me, like socially and like frisbee wise. But I think this year was like my year I could really like yeah fly like a bird, if
yeah.
you will. So
And we
yeah,
went to some,
not to say it's just because you were there, but I think just because like the nature of years and time and how that works. So
and we went to Utah. We went to Salt Lake
mm-hmm.
City. That was really fun. We went to
Yeah.
what was that place called? Uh,
Twig.
Swig. I was like Swish,
Yes.
Swig, like three
Swig.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun this year. I had a great time, and
Yeah.
if I plan on being there next year, obviously,
Yes.
as long as
Yes.
somehow I don't move, which I keep saying maybe I'll move, and then I'm like, I think by this point I would have known, hopefully. So hopefully I'll still
Yeah.
be here.
I'm knocking on wood.
Yes, of course. Do you ever plan on playing club mixed at some point in the future? It doesn't have to, not in Chicago, maybe. That's okay.
um, Someone asked me that at like a party at a Halloween, and I was like, yeah, like very big about it. I
Yeah,
think if I like this is maybe like 5 years down the road. Like I'm
yeah,
very comfortable where I am. But I think, like you said, if I move to a different city and I find like a mixed team that I really feel like I can thrive in and that I feel like really fits with me, my personality and my frisbee skills, I think I would definitely be open to it. Considering like I've had good experiences with mixed ultimate, I think it's just finding something that I mesh well with, and kind of not forcing myself into a situation. And I think also like mixed and women's ultimate are very different styles of play. Like I
hmm
think you can probably attest to that.
yeah,
Um, but I think also my play style a little bit more aligns with women. So as I become a better ultimate player, my bag deepens. I can use some of those tools to go and play mixed ultimate. But that's a 5 years. I'm more of an adult. Maybe
yeah,
I'm in a different city kind of vibe, you know.
yeah. Okay, well, I have another. Again, this is long term. Do you have any long term club goals? Like one of my long term club goals is to play for a team that goes to club nationals at some point. But like, do you have anything like that? And
Um, that's a good question.
or
I
like
think
captain a team?
I would like to captain a team. I
Okay.
think like I definitely needed a break after college and needed kind of just a moment to like I don't have to know what field we're on. I don't have
Yes.
to have my name under the hotel reservation. Like things
Yes.
like that where I'm like like my first year of club was great because I'm like who's driving me? You know, like
Yes.
I didn't have to know anything and it was kind of beautiful. But I think that we'll get to a point where I'm like I want to be in charge and I'll want a captain, and like hopefully with time will come more frisbee knowledge and experience and things to pass on to the youth. And I would also I think maybe in my old age, maybe when I'm unk, I coach. I think coaching an
Yeah.
ultimate team would be really fun. You love coaching. You coach
Yes.
the Loyola Sirens and the boys U20 team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Illusion.
Yeah, shout out Illusion. Shout out Christian. Um
Yes. Who's a big
but
fan of the show, so he might be listening to this right
friend of the
now.
pod,
Shout out
hey, how's it
Christian.
going? So I think that's also a goal of mine, is maybe to like take my talents to the coaching space. So we'll see.
Yeah, that kind of something that keeps me going when I'm like when I'm too old to be playing like this high level ultimate anymore,
Yeah.
and like still want to play like I definitely am excited to play like masters and grandmasters and just keep going until I have to stop. But
Yeah.
coaching definitely is something I'll look forward to. Spending more
Yeah.
time coaching, maybe coaching higher level or better teams like club teams, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I also think it's very fun when we get to play against like sandblast teams with people that are like in their 40s, and like the kids are on the sideline.
Yes.
And I'm like, why are like, not to be, like, they're obviously very talented ultimate players, but I'm like, I'm 23. Why are you cooking me right now? So I'm like, I like I'm scared for the day where I can't play ultimate anymore, but I also I go in with the vision of like my best days are ahead of me, and like I
Oh
can
yeah.
still keep on going. I just need to keep stretching and doing hip exercises or else it's over. So yeah.
Exactly. That's perfect. That'll
Yeah.
definitely make it a long. Oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? It'll make it a longer journey for sure.
Yeah. The best is
Okay,
yet
and
to come.
yes, exactly. Okay, in our
Yeah.
last 10 minutes, we're gonna do some like fun stuff. Well, you of course have suggested a lot of things, and you suggested fast favorites.
Yeah.
So I wrote down some of yours, and I thought of some more, but I
Okay.
can think of more. Okay, first one.
Okay.
What's your favorite throw?
Um oh, I flick.
Oh, I flick. Okay,
Yeah.
long, short, either, medium distance.
I love like halfway down the field to the end zone, like a good medium distance.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Can't go
that's a good
long
one.
distance yet. We're working on
No,
it.
you got a great hook.
Coming soon to a field near you.
Yes, there we go. Okay, what's your favorite team you've ever played?
Ooh, I played against?
Yes.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, played
I think
against.
no, that's okay. I think like we haven't won a game against them, but I love playing Indie Rogue. Shout out Indie
Mm-hmm.
Rogue. They're just an incredible team. And I
Yeah.
love being pushed by them. Like they're just, it's a gritty game and I love it.
It seems like it's always a good game, and then a lot of
Yeah.
them people know.
Yeah.
So then your friends are there. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
some
I
people's
love
friends are
yeah,
there.
I'm able to like I remember last time we are just like I was chopping it up with some of them on the sidelines, and I love those conversations. So
Yeah.
they're good.
Oh, I wanted to win so bad though when we played them at regionals. We were close.
Hey, best is yet to
Next year.
come. Next
Yes,
year. We
next
got
year.
it.
Okay, what's your favorite hype song?
Ooh, I did come up with this. I should know.
Yeah, you came
Um,
up with some of these.
I think "Jewels and Drugs" by Lady Gaga. It's on Art Pop. I don't know if you would like it, Ellie, but it's like it's got a little oomph to it. It's fun. I
Okay,
like it. Yeah,
that sound. I
yeah,
just never even heard of that Lady Gaga song.
yeah. It's a deep cut for sure.
Okay, okay. What's your favorite tournament snack?
I love the Trader Joe's sour
Scandinavian swimmers?
skin. Yes, those are
Yes.
really good. Or white cheddar Cheez-Its. I'd like to give a shout out to
Okay.
Caroline because she'll always have a white cheddar Cheez-It, and I'll like go up to her and be like, "Can I have some?" So shout out Caroline, shout out white cheddar Cheez-Its. Those are just carbs. Just give it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Sour Patch Kids, like similar. Like I like the
Yes.
candy,
Remember when
the
you had those
sugar.
really big Sour Patch
Oh,
Kids?
those are great. Because
Yeah,
they're
those were
only in
good.
like some places, so when you see them, you gotta buy them.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
the
hard to
big
come by.
kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, favorite tournament you've ever played in? This can be literally anything.
I'm trying to think. Salt Lake has got to be up there. What was it called? Ski Town Classic? Because
Yep.
the Dallas Dimes, we played them. Team to watch,
Yes.
Dallas Dimes.
Last
that's
times.
my hot take. Team to
They're at
watch.
Natty's next year.
Literally. Oh, and they will be.
Yeah.
I think Salt Lake City or
Sandblast first year was a lot of fun. I mean, not that it wasn't fun second year, but like
you know
first
what?
year I feel like I had a lot of fun.
I wasn't even thinking party tournaments, but yes, Sandblast. I think it goes Salt Lake City. Very close second is Sandblast second or first year. Yeah.
Yeah,
And good
that's a good
suggestion.
one.
Thank you.
Any other ones you can think of? If you want to
Tournaments?
add more. If you want to, that's okay.
My brother just texted me. I do want to point this out. I'm thinking of starting to drink coffee. Where do I start?
I don't.
Next
Starbucks? I
text.
don't know.
What should I be careful?
Tell
Sorry, I had to
him.
let the pod
No,
know
that's
about that.
hilarious. We'll
Uh,
have. You gotta
Shout
give
out
him some
Marcus.
advice. I know we gotta get him playing frisbee.
I know he's a great backhand, but I think
Okay.
he's locked into golf. So maybe frisbee golf we can really mash those together.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other good tournaments. I'm like, where have I played ultimate frisbee? I feel like regionals, the most memorable regionals junior year when we had 9 people and it was hell on earth.
Yeah.
I also remember Saturday of that tournament we went to go see Challengers for the first time. Life changing. I do think that contributed to playing better frisbee after seeing that because I was like, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's a good
So
one. I was gonna say
yeah,
regional sophomore year was fun because the weather was so nice, but also
yes.
that was the year that for some reason I could throw a flick huck like it was nobody's business. Like, because I was
Prime
working out,
Ellie
remember, all the
Glow.
time. I could like throw that full field flick huck.
I
I'll watch
remember
that.
that.
I'll watch like because they're in my Callahan too video too. I'll watch them and I'll be like, where did that go? What happened to
Hello,
that
can't see the disc. Well,
like
that was
insane
also.
flick huck?
Do you remember we like that was our last game? This is just me and Ellie reminiscing on like our frisbee days.
Yeah.
We should do this when we're like 70 and we like just
Yes.
go back down memory lane. But do you remember that was the tournament? That was the year we beat MSU on Universe last
Yes, on
game.
uni. Yes. And
Yes,
we had Anna there, who was
yes,
like great grad student,
yeah.
which
Shout
is
out
so
on.
nice to have.
Yeah.
Shout out
So
Anna.
yeah, that's another good tournament. I think
Yeah.
specifically for that last game, that was good.
Okay, so those are all my. Oh no, one more. What is your favorite Callahan reel? Because both of us like to watch Callahan
We
reels
do.
somewhat, but recent memory.
Um, yours.
That doesn't count.
Oh, okay. I think who is it? This is one that I watch often. Was Aiden Downey's because he
Okay.
had "Pump It" by the Black Eyed
Yes,
Peas.
and
And
that song's
okay,
so good.
second hype song, "Pump It" by the Black Eyed Peas. Great song. I think that was cool, and like he has some kind of spunk to him, and like you could kind of
Hmm.
see that in the Callahan video. So I think that was been my favorite so far. I'm not good at remembering them, but I think that's one I've seen a lot. So.
I remember we both really liked the same year. I am forgetting his name. Sorry, but he's the guy from UNC who
Kyle
had like that.
Rutledge?
Yeah,
Or no, Rutledge
yes,
Smith. Rutledge
Rutledge
Smith.
Smith. I was like
Yeah, there's a lot of
Rutledge Smith.
Rutledges. Yeah.
Yes, who's now in Chicago playing for
Yeah,
Machine.
playing
But
for
yeah,
Machine. Yeah.
Smith had like that was banging editing.
Yeah,
That was
because he
just
had
amazing editing,
Ballad of a Homeschool Girl
which is a
by
great
Olivia
song too.
Rodrigo.
Yeah,
That was another fire one. I need to find him in
yeah.
Chicago and like shake his hand and be like, "Hey man, great Callahan video."
Good job. Sorry you didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay, well now I'll go to our other fun questions. So what is your frisbee hot take?
Okay. This one I came up with it and I don't know how it would work logistically, but I think that like rules conversations need to have a time limit.
Okay,
Okay, and
I like
here's
that.
here's the thing that I mean by this. I think whether it's like a foul conversation, like a foul call, like an up down, like where's the disc and in and out. I think that we spend too much time trying to convince the other person of what happened rather than like, hey, this is what I saw. What did you see? Like, we have a rule in place for what happens when we disagree. We can
Yeah,
test, we can send the disc back, we can proceed like business as usual. But I think, like, just our nature as human beings is to like convince someone of our argument. And we're all very good at arguing. I will say that because I heard some great ones. Um, but I think that like we need to have some kind of limit because it kind of disrupts the flow of play if we're just constantly trying to like say what we saw rather than just kind of being like, hey, we disagree and that's okay. Like it is totally okay not to agree on something. We're different people with different perspectives. Let's send it back.
yeah,
Contest. You know what I mean? I think that's something that I think I would like to see just because there's been way too many times I've been standing on the field being like, what's going on? And like it's the sun is beating down, it's
yeah.
Sunday, I want to go home. And like I think there is like a space for like talking about a call or talking about something, but I think sometimes it can get a bit egregious. So I don't
Yes.
know how it would work, but that's my hot take.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I feel like a lot of these there could be so many rules for so many of these games that we play and like a lot of people play just don't have observers. But like obviously if we
Yes,
had observers, they'd be like, okay, you guys need to
exactly.
wrap this up.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
like if we don't have one, it can go on so long. I'm a big fan of being like, okay, we don't agree, we're gonna send it back. Like
exactly.
immediate. Yeah, that's way
Yeah,
better. Okay,
yeah,
that's a good hot take. I
yeah.
agree, I would say. Okay,
Lukewarm take, maybe.
maybe. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll ask the comments.
yeah. Drop it in
Okay.
the comments.
Thank you. Okay, dream line.
Okay, I
You're
thought of
on it,
this.
so six.
6. Okay.
Yes.
I thought of this, and this is like my zombie apocalypse line. So,
Okay.
like, if it was like zombies versus humans, ultimate frisbee, this is who I'm putting out. And you said I can put a non frisbee player. I'm putting one non frisbee player,
Okay.
so it's me. And then 2011 Derek Rose. He's my
Okay.
non frisbee player. Absolute, just insane athlete. Um, I
Just
was
2011.
just 2011. Well, he got injured. Rest in
Oh,
peace. He's still
okay.
alive, but like knees, you know.
Okay.
So maybe not good for ultimate. And then who else? I wrote these down and I'm trying to like get them back in my
Yeah.
head. I said Bill Nye because I think in the
He
apocalypse
plays
he's like
frisbee.
he does play frisbee and he's like a silent killer. He's like smooth criminal. Like I think he could really be like the brains behind the whole operation.
He's really
Um,
old though.
yeah,
No
but
offense, Bill
like
Nye.
Ellie, Bill's listening, and I think you need to
Okay.
just take it
Yeah,
back.
sorry.
It's okay. And then this is my third MMP because I'm going 4-3. Johnny Bansfield, I think just for like fighting, like we need him. We need
Okay.
his grit. And then my WMP number one, Risa Umeno, insanely good ultimate player. Just
Yes.
I played League with her. I played Sandblast with her. I think my what's it called? My endorphins go up. Like there is a like chemical reaction that happens in my brain when I play Ultimate with her because she just makes everything look so easy and she makes everyone around her a better player. So shout out
Yes.
Risa, love
I'm getting
you.
Risa on the pod sooner
Yes.
rather than later.
Yes, we
100%.
need to make that happen. No Ricky,
Yes.
just Risa.
Yep.
And then third WMP, I said Lev K. Walzak. She played on Brute Squad and she
Yep.
had like really dominant like semifinals and finals game. I think for her semifinals game, I forgot who she was playing against. It might have been Molly Brown. I'm not sure. She was like involved in 3 out of the
Or
5
Scandal.
scores. It was Molly Brown
It
or
was
Scandal. I
yeah,
don't
one of
remember.
those.
Yeah.
She's so good.
She was involved in 3 out of the 5 like scores. I'm like
Yeah.
just insanely dominant player. She also plays for the German national team,
German.
so
Yep.
very love that. And then fourth, WMP, I had to pick someone from Dish. Hometown
Okay.
or yeah, pick someone from Dish. Claire Holden. Shout out Claire. Claire, like if you look up has that dog in them, you're gonna find a photo of Claire. Like she's that guy. She's that guy. You want her on your
Yes.
team. She has so much grit. She is like whenever I guard her at practice, I'm pissed off. I'm like just such a good ultimate player. So that's my dream
Insane.
line.
That's a good one. Insanely
Yeah,
lucky dish pickup though. And we gotta shout out Ellie for that because I remember
yeah,
Claire was saying, not me, Ellie. Claire's
yeah,
girlfriend or wife's name is Ellie, and Claire said or Claire was gonna try out for mixed teams in Chicago, and then Ellie said, I'm not watching guys play frisbee on the weekend. You need to try out for a women's team.
yeah, yeah,
It's so shout out Ellie for real. But
yeah,
also Claire, yeah, Claire's amazing.
yeah.
And she's in
So
the military, so she could like I don't know, probably do some survival stuff or like
yeah, and
shoot a gun
she's
or
an
something.
engineer. So she yeah,
Yeah,
um,
okay.
yeah.
Smarty.
So yeah, that's my dream line. My zombie apocalypse dream line.
That's a really good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay, well, we don't have much time left, but I did say we could talk like for 1 minute. We can talk about
Okay.
heated rivalry. Everybody, if you're still here, listen, watch heated
Okay, wait,
rivalry.
can I ask you a question? Okay,
Yes.
if like the big four on heated rivalry, Scott, Kip, Ilya, Shane had to play for like US
Ooh.
club teams, who would they be on? And they could be mixed or open.
I feel like Scott would still be in New York, so he'd be on Pony.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Scott would be on Pony, and he would just be balling out. I know
Yeah,
he
him and
would.
Marcus Brownlee.
Yes. Kip, Kip, I feel like would play in, even though obviously like, well, first of all, amazing body, very athletic guy. I feel like I could just see him playing like very casually for fun, like wherever he's living, like
Yeah.
on a mixed team, but like
Yeah.
maybe the life of the party, having a good time. I feel like, and also if you have any thoughts, please
Yeah,
let me
I'm trying
know.
to think for Kip.
Shane, I feel like would be a handler. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he would play. It's
I
hard
feel
to
like
think about them playing mixed at all.
you think so? I was gonna say
I
I
don't
think
know.
Shane's more of it. Like I think Ilya would play open. Shane would play
Okay.
mixed. Yeah.
Okay, I could see it. But he'd be on like I think that his drive would really he'd be on hybrid or something. He'd be like, I'm
Yes.
gonna play for the
Yes.
best mixed team.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
be there.
He'd be like is still in Montreal and like would like travel play for
Yes.
hybrid. Like would take his ass all the way to Ann Arbor. And then
Ilya would be hard.
Ilya, I still think he would play open. I think he would play for like I'm thinking West Coast for Ilya, weirdly.
Okay.
Maybe like Revolver?
Revolver. Who else is on
Yeah.
West Coast? Oh gosh, I don't know West Coast open
Portland
teams.
Rhino Slam?
Yeah, what's Seattle one? Is
No, Sockeyes the
Sockeye?
mixed. Or
No, that's the men's. No, that's the
okay.
open one. Sockeyes open. I could see that. I think he would definitely be a cutter because of his athleticism. I think he'd
Yeah.
be running a lot on pure athleticism.
Yeah.
He'd like make some crazy like skies in the end zone. But like he
Yeah.
couldn't throw like a flick hook, but he could make some crazy skies in the end
Yeah.
zone.
He
That's what
just
I
body
feel.
people. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think these are good. That was a
Yeah.
great question.
Thank you. You gotta ask the podcaster a
Yes.
question.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't we can wrap it up because we're almost done, but
Okay.
thank you everyone for listening and okay, see you
Yeah.
next week.
Thank you for
I'm gonna
having
hit
me,
the
Ellie.
stop.
This is
No problem.
awesome.